I'm Dr. Jimmy Bays. Have you ever had an event in your life that caused you to have to change the way that you live? I want to share with you how you can adjust to the new normals in your life. From time to time, events take place in our life that cause our normal way of living to change. Some of those events are by choice. We graduate school, we get married, we have kids, we get jobs, we get new jobs, we change locations, we write books, we do things, we go experience new places, new things, and they all cause changes in our life. But many times events take place in our life that we don't want, that we didn't ask for, but they cause us to have to change the normal way that we do life. I want to help and give you some things that will help you adjust to your new normal in life, and also things that are important for you to know that you can help others adjust to the new normals in their life. In 2006, I had an aneurysm in a vertebral artery that reduced the flow of blood to my brain, and it caused a brainstem stroke. It caused many physical changes. I had double vision. My legs were weakened. They're still not strong to this day. Sometimes I can barely walk. It paralyzed my vocal cords. I had to learn how to talk. The right hand side has taken up some of it has gotten stronger, and my voice has gotten stronger because it took care of some of the work. I still have some physical problems left over from my stroke. After I had my stroke, I knew that what I knew as normal was gone, and that I would have to adjust to a new normal. The physical aspect was just one aspect of the normal that I had to adjust to. Probably the greater thing that I had to adjust to was the emotions that came along with that change. I didn't ask for this stroke. I didn't want the changes that the stroke brought. But I knew that I had to adjust to the things that were left over after the stroke. The first thing that I did was I knew that the adjustment to my new normal would take time. And if you're going through a change in your life, or if you're helping somebody through a change in their life, realize and accept the fact that it's going to take a little bit of time. The change never happens on our time schedule. I would have loved, when I got out of the hospital, it took me several months to learn how to walk. It took me several months till my double vision was healed and it came back. There were things that I had to adjust to. There are some things that I still can't do. I don't have the physical stamina that I once did. I had to adjust to that. But I also had to adjust to the emotions, and I get a lot more emotional than I used to. So there were some adjustments that I had to make, and they all took time. The doctors, when they released me, said, "We don't know what your recovery is going to look like when you get out. It will come gradually." And the change in our life and the adjustment to our new normal comes gradually through time. Don't get in a hurry. Allow the change to take place. Whatever the change is, whether it's the loss of a loved one, whether it's a physical change, whatever it is, realize that it's going to take a change and be prepared for that. Also, we need to accept the fact that things have happened to cause our new normal to change. I knew that once I had the stroke, my new normal changed. I knew it would never go back to the same. And I started preparing for what the new normal would look like. I have helped people, after they have experienced a death in their family, learn how to live with a new normal. And I believe that a traumatic accident or a death are two of the hardest changes to have to cope with. If you have a traumatic event like a stroke or paralysis, something that is hurts your body to where it changes your bodily function, like a paralysis or something, those are hard things to deal with. A death of a loved one is hard to deal with, but coming to the realization that that change has taken place and there's nothing that you can do about it. We can't bring our loved ones back. We can't go back and not have that accident that caused paralysis. I can't go back to a time before my stroke. You have to come to the realization that you have to learn how to adapt to a new normal. That acceptance is not always easy. We need to learn how to rely upon our support group. There are people around us that want to see us adjust to our new normal in life. Whether it's a traumatic accident, whether you're paralyzed, or whether the person that you're helping through a change, they could be paralyzed. They could be a quadriplegic. They could be loss of a loved one. They could have lost their spouse or a child. Those are traumatic events. We need to learn, if we've gone through that, if we've experienced that, learn to allow those people to come in and help us. They want to see us through this. Rely on them. Listen to them. I had a relative years ago that broke his back. It was was on his lower spine, and he didn't listen to anybody. He was obstinate. He wouldn't take comfort from anybody. He berated people. He berated doctors. He did not accept any help. It had only made his recovery slower. It hurt him in the end because he could not accept the fact that he had to live with a new normal. He did not allow. He pushed his support group away. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Rely on those people that come around you, the doctors, the family, those people that we work with, those that we are close to. Allow them to be the support that they want to be. We need to learn how to accept the fact that our normal has now changed. We can't go back and change that. We need to place our faith in God. I am a pastor of a church, or I have pastored. I have worked with different discipleship programs. I have helped people. I have always placed my faith in God. I came to know the Lord at a young age, and I've always had the ability to put my faith in God in trying times. If you are not a religious person, if you don't have that, I urge you to look to the Lord. Ask God, what plans does He have for you? Whatever the change is that took place in your life, God has allowed it. And I'm not going to be so bold to suggest that God caused that to happen. But God has allowed that change to come, whether it's a traumatic event or the death of a loved one. God allowed that to happen. And He still has a plan and a purpose for you. I want you to start planning for your future. In a lot of ways, my life started when I had my stroke. I was 45 years old. I looked at it now. If I lived to 90 years old, the stroke took place at the halfway point in my life. I know that I still have family that relies on me. I still have a purpose after my stroke. I didn't give up. After I had my stroke, I finished my schooling. I'd always wanted to pursue a doctoral degree. I did that after the stroke. If I had not have had my stroke, the chances are I probably would not have even thought about going and doing that. Whatever it is, God has not finished with you yet. Start planning for the future. If you're helping someone go through a traumatic event in their life, help them to plan. Urge them. Give them counsel. Help them to decide what they can do. Even if they are a paraplegic, if they're a quadriplegic, they still have something that they can do. Help them write that book. Help them tell their story. Help them help them start a nonprofit foundation. Help them do whatever they need to do. Be a support to them. If it is you that have gone through change, remember that this is just a point in your life. It could be a starting point for the rest of your life. If you have lost a loved one, celebrate the person that you lost. They don't want you to mourn them. They would prefer that you celebrate their life. Don't ever forget that person. You can celebrate their life in many, many different ways. You don't have to just shut your life down and mourn for that person the rest of your life. Keep their memory alive in different ways, but don't let it stop your life. Remember that you have the rest of your life to live. Let's make the most of it. Let's live it for God. He has a purpose for you. I would love to hear your story. I would love to see how you have adjusted to your new normal. If you are having difficulties, and if you have a support group, go to them. But if you don't have a support group, get a hold of me. My email is at the bottom. My Facebook. There are ways that you can get a hold of me. I will help you out. I will be a ear to hear your story. I want to help you through your new normal. So don't give up, don't give in, and always trust in God. Thank you.